Good morning, everybody. Today, I want to talk to you guys about a story that I was thinking about over the weekend. And it was a personal story, something that affected me as I was in high school. And I always had a way of looking at it until just recently. Um, a lot of my peers and friends at the time, they all went off to go to college. And at the time, I was very entrepreneurial. I was already cutting hair since that time I was 14. So I said, you know what? I'll probably just go into business for myself. But looking back, every time I tell the story, I've always told people that the reason I didn't go to college because for some of you who don't know, at the time I still didn't have, I wasn't a resident of the United States. I was still undocumented. So during those years, I always thought to myself, well, I always got cutting hair. I always could fall back on that. I can rely on making money that way. And when it came time to decide whether I was going to go to college, I just didn't put forth enough effort, I believe, at that time. What I did was I created this excuse in my head that I said, well, since I'm not a resident of this country, it's going to be almost impossible for me to get financial aid, student loans, all these other things that I would need in order to attend a good school. So at the time, it's not that I didn't have the capability or understanding to go to a good school. I actually did very well in my SATs, but I just fabricated this scenario in my head that I couldn't do it. So I never even tried. So what I did was I got comfortable with what I already had available to me. And I feel that now looking back, I'm going to probably tell that story a little differently instead of saying to everyone that I didn't go to college because I didn't have the opportunity to. I think what I'm going to continue saying now is that I didn't go to college because I was comfortable with what I had and what I was doing. Thank God that I was able to make the best of a situation that I had at that time, and I went on to owning my own barbershop, and that gave me real life business experience and real life management experience, something you can't duplicate in a classroom setting. So the lesson that I'm taking away from that is that I believe throughout my 20s and early 30s, maybe even I would say probably the majority of my 20s, I just floated by in life. I never really stopped to think about what I wanted. I kind of just did what I had available to me. I did change career paths in my early 20s from from the cosmetology world in order to switch over to real estate. That much I can say that I took action on. But I feel like I've always since then I just been comfortable with what was easy. Even in my career as a real estate agent, I did well, but I never did exceptional. I've always just kind of did okay. And I've done good, don't get me wrong, but there's people out there who've done a lot better than me. It was only a few years ago until I said to myself, you know what, before I proceed, and this is right before I had my first daughter, I need to stop and think what I want with my life and what do I want to accomplish in my life. So I started studying a lot of people who were successful, started studying people with a lot of wealth and knowledge, and I started getting mentors without even realizing that I was getting mentors. I started doing things that they did, and I started seeing the results almost immediately. It was almost, oh, now that I look back, it was almost overnight that I took my financial status from being, constantly like juggling money to being able to actually plan ahead and open businesses and have partners that I never thought that I'd be able to even rub elbows with. So the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because I think it's important for all of you to stop and wake up and give yourself a reality check. Because it's going to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now that you're going to look back and you're going to say, what the hell was I doing? I had all this time I could have been doing something. But no, I'm just living day by day. And one thing you got to remember is that changing your routine and changing your habit, it's not easy. Getting up an hour earlier to get exercise, or getting up an hour earlier to make sure you pack a healthy lunch, or getting up earlier to schedule your day and be better prepared. It's not easy, but guess what? Becoming a millionaire or a multimillionaire is not easy either. So if you can't do these little routines, then you really shouldn't even really have aspirations of being financially well off, or owning your own company, or being a mentor, or being a leader, or being a good example for your kids and your family. I've noticed that the more I've worked on myself and the better I've made myself, the more people around me take notice and they also do the same. So if you care about the people around you and you care about your family, give yourself a challenge. It's not going to be everything at once. Start with something small. As you can see behind me, this black wall here, it's not just an accent wall, but it's my vision wall. And as of today, I'm going to start putting up my goals, my promises to myself, everything that I want to accomplish and everything that I'm going to do. So every time you guys see these videos, I'm going to be held accountable by you, by my audience, by all the people who follow me. So I'm in this with you guys. Even though I may have reached a level of success that some of you people think that might be good, now I can relax. I'll never relax. I'm always going to be pushing for the next thing. So I hope I gave you guys a little inspiration with this short video. I got to get to my prospecting now, and tomorrow's video is going to be actually about mastery. So I hope you guys will tune in and give you guys some more lessons. So have a great day, guys, and I hope you guys really took something away from this video.